Real Madrid season review. This is what you guys have been waiting for. I got so many messages. I got countless of messages. Where's the review? Drop the review. We need the review. Here it is, man. Here it is. Listen, it's been a bad season, as you guys know. So I had to take my time on it. I had to sleep on it. I had to reflect on it. The way this video is going to be is it's going to be split into different categories. This is the best way of how to determine whether the season has been good or whether the season has been bad. So I'm going to categorize this video into different categories. The first category is president. Has the president done enough this season? Has the president made the right signing? Has the president put this team to make it successful? And has this president or caliphate or the management of Real Madrid helped Carlo Ancelotti, whether last summer or most recently in the January window? The second category is the manager, Carlo Ancelotti. Has he done enough this season? Did he put the right team forward? Did he make the right in-game management? And was the coaching good enough this season? The third category is the players. Did the players play well this season? And by the way, this is a combination of all players. I'm not specifically targeting one or two or three. This is a balance of the whole squad. Were the squad good enough this season? Were they consistent from the game week 1 to game week 38? Did they consistently step up? The fourth category, the performances, the displays that we see on the pitch, which is a combination of 1, 2, 3. Were we good enough? Did we perform well? Were we entertaining? Did we entertain the Real Madrid fans across the world? And were we good enough throughout this season? And the last but most important category, have you guys used Proton? Did you guys sign up with Proton VPN to unlock content worldwide? Over 115 countries, over 115,000 streams across the whole world. Have you guys ever clicked on a stream that's lagging, buffering, that's ads everywhere? It's not even secure. My website is getting hacked. My content is getting hacked. That's welfare issues. My missus got a problem. Bro, have you ever had that problem? Trust me, I've had it. I've had it. If you guys want to feel safe, if you guys want to protect yourself, you know what time it is. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. Absolutely, you know what time it is. Bro, sign up with Proton. If you guys want security, if you guys want privacy, this Real Madrid team never used Proton. This is why the season has gone into shambles. If they did, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha. Treble act. Treble. This is why Xabi Alonso, his first message to the whole world, use Proton VPN. And this is the same way I'm going to tell you right now. Use Proton. The link is in the description. If you don't use Proton, I'm going to be so real. Are you a haywan? Or you're a hero? But listen, let's talk about this season, because trust me, there's been no heroes in this Real Madrid team. And let's start with the first category. And the first category is the president, the management, caliphate. One person that we all know very well with a scout and ID. Listen, Real Madrid entered the season, only made 2 signings, that is Kylian Mbappe and Endrick. The departures was Toni Kroos, the system. Nacho, a very versatile, and one more option in the back line. And one more person who gave us a plan B, a second option up front, is Joselu. The argument could be Joselu when Endrick came. So backup to backup, that's fine. The argument can be you just added the best player in the world last summer, which is true, Kylian Mbappe. The biggest argument is Nacho leaving, which is massive to be fair in terms of defensively, and of course Toni Kroos. So in terms of at that point last summer, we still knew we needed more signings. We still knew that defensively we were cooked. Yes, Militao came back, but brother, Militao gave us glimpses towards the end of last season that his rhythm, it might not be that. Alaba wasn't even back. So imagine Nacho leaving and not even replacing a single centre back. And we already had no reinforcement, whether the right back position or left back position. And it started early on, bro. The first 3 months, Dani Carvajal went down with an ACL. Eder Militao came back and went down with an ACL. And what did we do? What did we do? This is my problem with the management. You guys didn't make those signings last year or the year before. You guys didn't make it this summer. All right, cool. We let it. You guys could clearly see no Carvajal, no Militao, no Alaba. We've got Lucas Vazquez playing as a right back. Fran Garcia and Ferland Mendy, who was always injured, playing as a left back. Why is it that this January transfer window, bear in mind, we were still competing on all 3 fronts. Bro, in January, we were 7 points above Barcelona. We were in the perfect position. One signing or one reinforcement or one addition could have changed this whole season. Instead, we made 0 signings. We made 0 additions. And Perez, Caliphate, and the management basically said to Carlo Ancelotti, yo, deal with what you have and just good luck pray. And in reality, nothing happened. Nothing absolute happened. Yes, now you can say, well, they finally made signings now. But it's too late now. This season is done. Yes, the signings now for next season. But I'm going to comment on this season only. And I'm going to be so real. The same way last season was an absolute fat zero, this season is an absolute fat zero. This management basically didn't trust Carlo Ancelotti with no signings. Didn't trust Carlo Ancelotti with no money. And basically didn't even help Carlo Ancelotti throughout the season. Did Carlo deserve help? But at least, my brother, if you don't care about Carlo, if you don't trust Carlo, at least care about the fans, care about the team. You already know this team haven't got enough players to compete on all 3 trophies, especially defensively, and you're still not making any defensive signings this season. Come on, bro. Come on. So for that reason, this season, the management, the president, Caliphate, everyone gets a 0. In hindsight, it's a bit harsh. I'm looking at it at what happened. I'm not looking at it come last July when we signed Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe, I'm going to be real, I was gassed. I was excited because this is a player that we've been trying to sign for the past 7 years. So every year we say to ourselves, we want Kylian, we want Kylian, we want Kylian, we want Kiki. We finally got it. So my excitement level, we're at a top tier. So putting a 0, if you put it throughout, context matters, circumstances matters. 0, we signed Kylian. Like, we can't forget, we signed Kylian and we signed him, I'm not going to say for free because my brother, that signing bonus was hefty. So I'm going to be real, I'm going to give it a 1. I'm going to give it, but we never replaced Toni Kroos. We never replaced Nacho, fam. You know what? I'm going to give, in terms of a management, I'm going to give this absolutely 1. And the only reason why it's a 1 is that they managed to bring Kylian Mbappe finally to this team. The second category is Mr. Carlo Ancelotti. I'm going to be so real, mister. I'm going to be real, sir. I'm going to be real. Madam, listen, brother. This season, there is nothing you've done this season which is giving me some sort of reassurance, some sort of an idea that if we're losing, if we're down, if anything happens, I say to myself, don't worry, Carlo can change this game for us. Nothing. Even the last couple of years when you select the 11, I still never had any hope. But what at least you had back in the day was, you know what? The game changes. You know what? I can bring this person on. I can bring this person on. A couple months ago, you said something very interesting in the press conference, which gaslighted the whole Real Madrid fan base. You said, I don't have enough players. And it's true if you look at it from an overall standpoint. We are getting a lot of injuries, especially defensively. And you constantly play with Lucas Vazquez. This is my problem now. My problem is not you playing Lucas Vazquez. My problem is you insisting in playing someone that you know is not going to work out. You tried Lucas Vazquez at the start of the season when Dani Carvajal went down. It didn't go well. But you continued and continued. Every El Clasico, you decided to play Lucas Vazquez. There is absolutely no reason why you should be doing that. Then, of course, Mendy went down. You put Fran Garcia there. Eden Militao went down. Alaba went down. You put Raul. To be fair, you were forced to put Raul because you had no other options. And Raul turned out to be an absolute elite player. Rudiger, you forced him to play. But then again, the argument can be you had no other option but to play Rudiger. That's fine. My problem is defensively. Let's start with defensively. There is not a single point this season where you said to yourself, you know what? Let me look at the Castilla team. If I brought Raul Asenio and he turned out to be an absolute demon, there must be other players in that Castilla team that were good enough to play with this team. Raul Asenio was labelled as the least talented in the Castilla team. So imagine what other centre-back could be like. This is my point. There is not one point this season you looked at Lucas Vazquez, you could have said to yourself, maybe that's a right back in the Castilla team that can do a better job than Lucas Vazquez. Someone like Jesus Fortilla, who's been showcasing it in the Youth Champions League and constantly on with their under-19 team. Maybe someone, add something. If you did that, the Madrid fan base, or even myself, I'm going to talk about myself only. I'm not going to say to you, why did Carlo give this guy a chance? Why did Carlo not play Lucas Vazquez? I would never do that. At least trust other players. Now, let's go to the midfield and going forward. There is not one point this season where you looked at Arda Güler, you looked at Endrick, and you said to yourself, you know what? Maybe they could be something. Maybe they could be the X factor. Maybe I could look at a different way of attacking. Bro, you never trusted them. Throughout this whole season, you constantly played those players, even though they performed badly. Kylian Mbappe for the first 5 months, bad. Vini for the last 4 months, bad. Rodrigo, inconsistent. Why not change things up? At one point, when Mbappe went down, we had a a backup striker right there. Why not give him a chance? Arda Güler throughout this whole season was available. You only trusted him towards the end of the season, and look what he did end of the season. When you gave him minutes, he was there available throughout this whole season. So don't say I did not have players. If you had utilized every player in this team and every youth player, and the youth players coming up did not progress, did not showcase what they can do, weren't good enough, then maybe I'll put my hands up. Every Madrid fans will put their hands up and say, you know what, bro? At least you tried. At least you tried. At least you used every resources that you have. You didn't. You didn't. Don't say to me, oh, I don't have enough players. You haven't used everyone. You haven't given anyone a chance. Look at Barcelona. When someone goes down, they can trust the La Masia. This season, they never signed a defensive midfielder. Guess what they did? They looked at the La Masia. They had Marc Bernal. They had Casado. Look at what they did. And those two players turned out to be absolute demons. Bernal went down, but you could see the potential. We have got players in the Castilla team, but you didn't trust a single person. Forget not trusting the Castilla team, you're not even giving your main 11, your first team players a chance. So don't tell me, you know what, I didn't have enough players. No, you did. You just didn't trust them. And in terms of management, in terms of coaching now, this is a problem. You had no coaching this season. I didn't see a system in play this season. I didn't see an identity this season. You said at the third game of the season that defensively it's an issue. Third game of the season, defensive issue. Great, you spotted it early on. In November, you said, defensively, there's an issue. Okay, that means from August to November, you still hasn't spotted it. You came in February, defensively, it's an issue. Brother, fix it. And then in May, you said, defensively, we weren't good this season. So you tell me this whole season, you've known defensively we weren't good, but you still didn't find a way to maybe rectify it, to maybe find a solution, to maybe make us a bit defensively secure. You didn't. Going forward, you said we'll be better. Movement will be better. Link up will be better. There wasn't a single point this season that we were better. You came in November and said, I think we've improved. When have we improved this season? There hasn't been a single point this season that we've improved as a collective. There hasn't been a single moment this season where you've said to yourself, you know what, we've actually gotten better. Nothing. Every press conference you've lied. Every press conference you've said, you've come out and never gave us something to believe in. Never. When a manager goes out before the game and starts speaking BS to the media and says, actually, we're playing well. Actually, we're improving. What kind of message does that give to the players and the fans? That's the reason why most players this season has come out and said, we've been bad this season. The likes of Jude Bellingham, the likes of Thibaut Courtois, the likes of Chemeni. They've all come out and said, this is normal. We haven't been good this season. But the manager's saying we have. So clearly the players don't trust you. The players haven't trusted you this season. The players haven't trusted that you can change this around. And when that happens, that's an issue. So now if you had to rank Carlo Ancelotti, I'm giving you an absolute 0, bro. Now let's go to the players. The players this season, there's been an absolute hit and miss on every single player. And again, I'm not going to talk too much specifically on each player because next week I've got a video coming out ranking every player from 1 to 25 in the right order for where I feel like they've played this season. In terms of players as a collective, it's been an absolute hit and miss. Some players have performed, some players haven't. But there hasn't been a moment this season where everyone has played well at the right time when we needed them. There's always been, this player's played well, this person played bad. And this out of nowhere, this person who's played bad became good, and this person who was good played bad. It's always been like this. It's always been like this. It's always been a roller coaster. There's never been a consistent period of time where everyone played at the right level at the right time. Nothing, bro. Mbappe played bad, Vini played well. Then Mbappe becomes good, Vini becomes bad. Then Rodrigo's been out of nowhere. Fede's been consistent. Only few players have shown consistency, but it's not enough. It's not enough for 1 or 2 players to change the outcome of this team. It's not enough for certain players to basically control or carry this team forward. It hasn't. We've got a team of elite players, world-class players. And you look at the management. Yes, the management is not good enough. Yes, the coaching is not good enough. Yes, the coaching hasn't put you in a position to be successful. But at the same time, the players need to be better. Sometimes I don't look at Carlo Ancelotti. I don't look at the system. I don't say to myself, all right, how can we do this? How can we do that? I sometimes look at individual brilliance. This is what Real Madrid has been for the past decades, bro. The past decades, we have been a team of individual brilliance. How we solve games and how we unlock games and how we win games is through individual brilliance. Not a single part this season did I feel like, all right, cool, we've got Vini, we've got Mbappe that can change this game. The game against Arsenal, I did not feel that. The game against Barcelona, I did not feel that. When I have that feeling, you know it becomes an issue when the coaching is not helping and the players is not helping. And this is why the players, I'm going to be so real with you right now, yeah? The players don't deserve a high rating. The players absolutely does not deserve a high rating because only few, and I repeat, only few players this season have actually performed to the level which was expected from them. Expected. Forget exceeded expectation. Forget playing above expectations. And my brother, only playing to expectation. There's a lot of players this season that's played below expectations, below to what was asked for them. Bro, it's been a disappointment in terms of the players. And the only reason, and repeat, the only reason why we took it to game week 34 to compete for La Liga is because Barcelona dropped points, and one of those 2 or 3 players or 4 players start carrying this team. And that's it. That's it, bro. So in terms of the players, I'm going to give the players a 4. A 4. The reason why it's a 4 is it took us to basically April for us to decide our season. Like, our season could have been ended, bro, way before. But those players that I'm talking about at least took us to this point, to April, where in April we lost a couple of final against Barcelona, we lost against Arsenal, and the season was pretty much done as well if we bring May into it as well, the El Clasico La Liga game at Nou Camp. Other than that, the players gets a 4. And now the performances this season. That's been no consistency this season from any sort of performance. And this relates back to category 3, the players, and category 2, the management. There has not been a single performance this season which has made Real Madrid fans say, this is our team. The only performance that we've had was the game against Manchester City. The second leg, we won 3-0. That performance was against a City team who's been shambles this season and play without Erling Haaland. So City this season, I'm not even looking at that performance saying to myself, you know what? Oh my God, we actually played well. That clouded my judgment. Go back to that game, yeah, and go back to that review where I said this game is going to change our season. This game is going to unlock everything.
Mbappe scored a hat-trick. We're back. Vini played well. Jude's there. We're back.
Bro, that performance and that display and that game as a whole, that sold me an absolute dream. Because I did not look at City. I only looked at us. I should have seen the opponent. I should have seen how vulnerable and weak and bad City were. And City got destroyed and got beaten by so many teams this season. I never even looked at that. I just looked at Real Madrid. We won 3-0 against City. Finally, we beat City convincingly, and that's it. Bro, I got sold a dream, because outside of that performance, this whole season, from August to September to October to November to December, Jan, Feb, March, April, May, this whole season, not a single performance has been good for Real Madrid. And how do you expect to win trophies? How do you expect to win games when not a single performance has been good as a collective? And this relates back to category 3 with the players. Some performances, we're looking at certain players. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. I'm going to give you an example. This whole season, we've had the likes of Mbappe, Vini, Rodrigo, the front trio. When has there been a moment this season when all 3 of them are performing at the right level, at the right time? Nothing. Not a single game. You can say to yourself, Mbappe played well, Vini played well, and Rodrigo played well. You can always say, oh my God, Mbappe played well, that's it. Oh my God, Mbappe, Vini played well, that's it. Oh my God, Mbappe, Rodrigo played well, that's it. Or Vini, Rodrigo played well, that's it. There hasn't been a moment this season where I can say 1, 2, 3 have all played well at the right time. Then you go to the midfield. When has there been a moment where all 3 of our midfielders played consistently? Camavinga started well, played bad. Tchouaméni played bad, started well. So it's always been inconsistent throughout this whole, as a 6, as a midfielder. Only Fede Valverde has played consistent throughout this whole season. And it's hard for a player to do that when the rest of the team is not doing it. Jude Bellingham, the injuries hurt him, the suspension hurt him. Towards the end of the season, he wasn't good enough. Vini, the start of the season was incredible. 2025, bad. Rodrigo, inconsistent. Frank Garcia, just cheeks, random. Ferland Mendy, when he plays, cheeks. When he's out, cheeks. Lucas Vazquez, cheeks. Danny Carvajal went down. Raul was good. Then Rudy got injured. Everyone, that's been it's been hit and miss. And that's why it doesn't give you reliability, doesn't give you some sort of balance, because every person is bad and every person is good, and that's why the performances has been hit and miss. And that's why the performances is not good enough, because you can't expect, when 3 or 4 players are not playing well, you can't expect the whole team to play well. You can't expect a good performance from everyone when 3 or 4 players are not playing good enough. And that's why this season has been an absolute disappointment. I'm gonna rank it now. I'm gonna rank it now. Bro, yes, we took it to game week 34 in La Liga. Bro, we already knew that La Liga was done time ago when Barcelona was playing with 6 points ahead of us. Champions League against Arsenal. I literally thought this was a good chance for us to go to the final. But alhamdulillah, we lost against Arsenal, because imagine if this team had faced Paris Saint-Germain, we would have lost. We lost against Arsenal 5-1. We would have lost against PSG 10. Then we had the Copa del Rey, and you can say, well, we reached the Copa del Rey final. Really, bro? If we go back previously to that, against Sociedad, we were lucky in the second leg. Against Leganes, they came back. We were lucky to win. Against Celta Vigo, it went to extra time. Bro, so we were lucky throughout this whole Copa del Rey journey. Then the Super Cup, we lost 5. Then we won. Yes, we won the Club World Cup. We played Pachuca, fam. We played a Mexican side called Pachuca Ac. Then the European Super Cup. against Atlanta. That was the last performance that I said to myself, oh my goodness. You know, that performance against Atlanta sold me a dream, because that second half was so good for Real Madrid. Everyone played with Jude for me. That was, imagine your best performance was the first game of the season. This is where I said Jude this season is going to be incredible in this midfield. Then he was used absolutely incorrect throughout this whole season. And again, this is a coaching issue. So as a collective, as a base, this team, this season gets an absolute 0 out of 10. We played disgustingly. This is by far much worse than 18-19. There's been a lot of the season comparison. Which is worse, 18-19 or the season? 18-19 or the season? This season is by far worse than 18-19. 18-19, we lost our manager and we lost our top goal scorer, our best player, our difference maker and our X factor in Cristiano Ronaldo. This season, we won the Champions League. We added Kylian freaking Mbappe. So this season should have at least been a step. This season, we should have aimed for much higher. This season has been nothing short but disappointments, but an absolute flop, a fade of a season. And if you can't agree to it, then you're looking at this season and you're looking at this team with just love. Put your loveness aside. Don't let your love cloud your judgment. I'm ranking the season objectively. I'm ranking the season with no bias. And this season, like I said to you guys, it's a 0. If we base on every single category or aspect or anything or factor, this season has been a 0, bro. 0. And nothing can change my mind about this season. But listen, this is just my opinion. Put down in the comments what you guys have made of this season. Don't forget to, of course, like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Don't forget, click the link in the description and let Proton help you throughout this whole off season, and most specifically the start of next season, because next season is gonna be a new era, not just for Real Madrid but also for elfayz and Proton. Peace.